You know that feeling when a leader rises, not through a birthright, but through grit, hard work and a voice so distinct it's hard to ignore? Well, that's Pablo from SB19. From working in call centres to commanding stages across continent, his story weaves through sacrifice, artistry and pushing boundaries of what Ppop can be. And it's exactly the topic of today's video. I think this is now my fourth SB19 video and I've got no intention of stopping because there's still so much more out there. Pablo in particular I felt deserved his very own video because as I was doing the SB19 deep dives, part 1 and part 2, all this stuff about Pablo just kept coming up that I'd talk about. Now, let me just address something before this video starts. For the long-term subscribers, if you are new here, feel free to skip like 20 seconds and we'll be into the video. For everyone else, hey, how you doing? How's your week been? Do let me know. You might have noticed a few things. Number 1, the area has changed. This is not going to be a permanent structure. I will be back at my desk from probably next week, but until then, I'm kicked out into the lounge, so it's just me and you and no computer. Number 2, you might have noticed my eyeball is practically bleeding. I don't know what's wrong with me. I've just burst, I don't want to overshare with you, but I get married in just under 2 weeks. In about 11 days, I'm actually getting married. And would you believe my luck? I've done something to my eye. I've burst a blood vessel. So hopefully that heals before then. But hey, check out my next videos and you'll see the journey of it hopefully healing by 11 days time. Back to Pablo. Pablo was born John Paulo Nase on September the 14th, 1994, which I believe puts him at just turned 31 years old. Happy birthday, Pablo. He was born in the Philippines and he is the second of 5 siblings. Growing up, Pablo had quite the passion for music. His family was very musically inclined. His parents loved singing. He said before that he grew up around his parents who were just singing all the time and his siblings were singing all the time. And Pablo was of course singing all the time to his parents and to his siblings, though it was never guaranteed that he was going to make anything from his kind of musical career. One thing that Pablo did have from an early age was discipline. It's something that we see through the entire journey of SB19 and it's definitely something that I think stems from Pablo, and just from when he was younger you could just see the discipline in him. When he was in high school he was on the basketball team, so he's very sportically inclined and he was very disciplined even from an early age. He attended the Polytechnic University of the Philippines, aka PUP or Ppop. I don't know if people call it Ppop, but I definitely am because it sounds adorable. That's where he graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in English. To support himself during senior year, he worked at a call centre. Can you imagine Pablo from SB19 at a call centre, or just phoning up for customer support or getting a cold call, someone trying to sell you insurance or tax or PPI or something, and it's Pablo on the other side of the phone. It is crazy. You got to think about the amount of people that have spoke to him on the phone and not even realised that that's Pablo now from SB19. After graduation, he worked as a data analyst before committing to music full time. These parallel lives of the daily job of study, of quietly writing and creating, set the stage for his later artistry. Whilst pursuing his studies and jobs, Pablo's musical learnings were more than just a hobby. He was writing, producing, envisioning. His earliest stage name was Sejun. He later changed to Pablo, drawing from his real name, which is Paulo. In 2016, he auditioned for ShowBT Philippines, which was the agency which would eventually form SB19. He then became a trainee. We've spoke about this before, but the training of ShowBT and SB19 in the early days mirrored the kind of training of K-pop at the time, basically, which if you know anything about is really rigorous. It takes a lot of your work. It's basically a full-time job without you getting paid. We're not just talking music and dance, but we're also talking personality things and working out and fitness, and just like it's a constant 24-hour-a-day job without getting paid for it, without knowing if you're even going to become something. So his discipline really did help him out here. It's also been mentioned in the past, and I found plenty of reliable sources online that lean towards the fact that Pablo was often mentioned as the member who trained the longest out of everyone in SB19. He was the kind of first in, first out type of guy. He was first in there for training, he went the longest, he went the hardest, he put the most effort in, and he was the last out. Not to say that the other members of SB19 were by no means lazy, it just so happens that Pablo put in the most work. Then in October 2018, SB19 officially debuted with their first single. Pablo's role from the very start was more than just a performer. He was a part of the creative process, writing, producing and shaping the group's musical identity, which is really something that separated them from not just K-pop, but even other P-pop and C-pop and Asian pop groups in general. It was the norm at this time that a company would set up the band, put it together, write the songs, produce the songs, and everyone in it was just the face of it and like performing monkeys. But SB19 really differed because they were part of the creative process. They were writing and producing as well. It was a proper group, and it was Pablo who was putting in a lot of this effort with the writing and with the producing. Once SB19 was out, Pablo's growth almost parallels the group's rise. He holds multiple roles in the group. He's the leader, he's the main rapper, he's a co-producer, co-songwriter, he's creative director in visuals and performance. His style of writing often grapples with identity, social expectations, mental health and empowerment. He does not shy away from heavy or raw themes. Every SB19 song that seems to have that grit about it, or the really deep lyrics, usually comes from Pablo. He's an incredible songwriter and producer, as he's got a creativity or an artistry about him that just it's why I needed to do a video, a deep dive just about him, because it's not just the group. Him personally, he is just an artist, is the best way I can put it. He's not just fronting the group, he's steering what the group is. SB19 and the identity of SB19 is basically the identity of Pablo himself. Parallel to his work with SB19, Pablo has also built an identity on his own without them, as he's done plenty of side projects and other artistry kind of endeavours, such as La Luna, which was January 28th, 2022. It was a solo debut single. He wrote and produced it. That song deals with self-acceptance, meeting social expectations and mental health. In 2023, he also collaborated with people on songs. In 2024, there was also some solo songs that he released. And aside from music, he's also taken up mentorship and coaching in The Voice Kids, the Philippines. Fast forward to 2025, Pablo is stepping into an even more expansive role, personally and as a part of SB19. SB19 is currently on their world tour, so Pablo's on the world tour with them. The group is growing and growing and growing, and as the group grows massively, which they are now, they're going global, so does Pablo as the leader. Also, as CEO of 1Z Entertainment, which was established in 2023 by SB19 members, Pablo is now not only creating art, but helping reshape how P-pop artists manage themselves, their work and their creative control. So that is basically the life and times of Pablo, SB19's leader and a creative in his own right. And one of the things that we didn't touch on as much as I feel like maybe we should, so I'll mention it here at the end as a little conclusion, is that Pablo really is an ambassador of P-pop. You get it a lot in K-pop, where it's K-pop versus K-pop. It's group versus group, it's band versus band. Ppop doesn't really have, they have it like a little bit. When I've done videos before on BGYO, a lot of SB19 fans will comment and try and like tear them down. It's the same when I talk about Beanie, SB19 fans tear them down. When I talk about SB19, some Beanie fans, some G22 fans, some BGYO fans come and tear them down, and there's a little bit of fan wars going on. But in terms of the actual groups themselves, they never say bad things about each other. They're always super friendly, and if there's one person that really pushes for that, it's Pablo from SB19, because I think he fully understands that if Filipino music does well, it does well for everyone. If one band does well, everyone does well. If one artist does well, everyone does well. So he's really been pushing for an equal playing field and rights for everyone, and just healthy growth within the industry in the Philippines, and it's really incredible to see. So let me know if you like Pablo, let me know if I missed anything out, because I probably did, or if I got anything wrong, because I probably did, and we'll get working on that in the next video. Peace out.